What does it mean to do men's ministry? What does it mean to show the men in a community and in a church how to do ministry? Those questions are answered in the vision and purpose of the International Christian Brotherhood, otherwise known as the ICB. This paradigm for men's ministry was birthed out of a commission from Edwin Lewis Cole.
In Genesis 2:15, God says concerning Adam, 3 things that he gave him to do in the garden: guide, guard, and govern. Direct, protect, correct. Nourish, cherish, admonish. Prophet, priest, and king. And there are 3 things that your life is built on: stewardship, relationship, and leadership. You were born to be a leader. You have leadership capabilities that if you're not exercising them, you're letting a God-given gift go to waste.
In conversation with the founder, pastor, and Reverend A.R. Bernard, said to him, what do we do with a man after he comes to church, after he comes to a men's event and hears a life-changing message and recognizes that his life needs to come in line with God's standard for manhood?
My pastor and one of the very important spiritual mentors in my life, Dr. Edwin Lewis Cole, he felt the call of God to speak with a prophetic voice to the men of his generation. And that generation continues in the sons and then the grandsons, and it just continues. And his message that manhood and Christ-likeness are synonymous. And here at ICB, of course, we hold dear to that truth, to that reality.
And so ICB's purpose is to train men in Christ's likeness as the standard for manhood. For us, training is key. And that training that is key takes place 3 ways: through instruction, discipline, and practice. We grow in relationship with other men. Iron sharpens iron. Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, that's why we need to be able to come together as brothers, because brothers can't grow in isolation. We only grow in the community and the company of other men who are committed to their own spiritual maturity and then to the growth and well-being and success of another man. And our mission is to establish chapters around the world that will indeed be the vehicle to teach this principle, that manhood and Christ-likeness are synonymous. And for us, the men of ICB, what we're committed to is this 3-year process. That's right, it's a 3-year process. It's a big commitment, and that's why at the front we say, we don't take applications. We only take commitments. Our first year is known as David's Cave, where brothers hear the call, and in hearing the call, recognize that they're called alongside other men to understand that principle, that manhood and Christ-likeness are synonymous. And so during that first year, we focus heavily on the issue of identity, and identity, understanding it in Christ. Because Pastor Bernard has taught us,
your spiritual heritage is greater than your natural heritage. Because with your natural heritage comes all of the limitations that the natural brings with it. But your spiritual heritage is the heritage that truly liberates you, that takes you beyond any racial, ethnic, or socioeconomic condition.
And they understand this by meeting weekly, by committing to weekly prayer cords. That's right, praying with other men, brothers praying together, just simply praying to their Father in heaven for each other and about the issues they're facing. They even join and commit to a pledge retreat, where in that retreat they learn and understand that they're called to be part of something much greater than themselves, where they're trained to be team players, where brothers come away together to learn again what it means to be prophet, priest, and king in their homes and to their families. And it culminates in a celebration where they receive the ICB pin in recognition that they are now crossed over, entered into membership into this fraternity.
Today, you have become our brothers in a new way. Today, you are men of the ICB.
This next step is the second year. The second year of ICB is all about becoming men of vision. Because as Pastor has taught us, a man without a vision for his future always returns to his past. And as Christian men, we understand we don't want to return to that past where we didn't know the Lord, but we want to continue to move forward in excellence and in everything, in the abundant life that Jesus said would be ours in him. And so together we learn what it means to abide in Christ concerning our finances, concerning our time, concerning our marriage, concerning a single life, concerning all these things, concerning vision in the marketplace. And together we learn to become transparent in the small groups. We learn to encourage each other, which is friendship, but we're also learning not just simply to encourage each other as friends, we're also learning to become transparent so we can become honest and become brothers, because brotherhood is about accountability. After that second year where we seal it with the ICB blazer, the coat of arms, where a man has also made a further commitment to community service, where he's putting to practice what it is he's learning. Wherever that service is needed, wherever men are needed to represent Christ like manhood in the world. Then we start that third year, and that third year is called the Father's Heart. Pastor Bernard challenges us and says, are you a leader who serves or a servant who leads? Because even the posture of the Son of God, of Jesus Christ, was the posture of a servant. He came to serve. And so we are called and we are sent to serve, and to serve as Jesus Christ did. Because although in the first year, a man finishes up and is recognized as a member with the ICB pin. And the second year, when a man concludes that year, he's recognized with the ICB blazer with the coat of arms. And even though that third year concludes with the ICB ring, that third year sets a man up for the rest of his life as an ambassador for Christ, and train men in this truth that manhood and Christ-likeness are synonymous.